Kaboom!
Ladies and gentlemen, sup? Here it is, folks. Batman Last Night on Earth Book 2 is written by the one and only Scott Snyder, and the art created by the infamous Greg Capullo, and I am your host, SuperCliff. So let's do this. And so, our story begins with Mr. Joe fucking Chill. You know, that guy who is essentially responsible for the creation of Batman? What an idiot. Anyways, an unknown voice is taunting Chill, telling him that all of his hidden weapons have been taken care of. Once Chill recognizes that the voice belongs to Batman, Batman himself sneaks up behind Chill and decks him across the kitchen, knocking Chill onto the stove, causing the place to slowly go up in flames. While all this is happening, Batman questions Chill, asking about the boy whom he left in the alley. So yeah, remember back in issue 1 where Batman came across a zombified looking child? Yeah, that little guy. Well, it turns out that the child is Joe Chill's 10-year-old son. However, Batman reveals that the child's DNA matches with Joe Chill's. Batman is aware that Chill doesn't have a son, and so as Batman becomes angrier and angrier with Chill because he's dodging his questions, Chill reveals to Batman that he knows he's Bruce Wayne, mentioning the pearls, Martha Wayne's necklace, that this particular case will be the last one that he solves. And while Joe is tormenting Batman, the fire continues to spread, engulfing the panels, with Batman trapped inside Joe Chill's eyes. We then shift to the present, or the possible ending of a dream sequence of clone Batman, who's waking up in the middle of a desert due to a headless Joker, yep, that is a thing, laughing and telling knock-knock jokes. So yeah, Joker and Batman, they've become besties. And throughout the next couple of pages, we travel from location to location with the iconic duo. Now check it. If you remember back in issue 1, Planet Earth, yeah, it's gone to shit. All thanks to Batman's once upon a time ago disciple named Omega. And in order to save Planet Earth and to defeat Omega, Batman's on the hunt for any potential surviving superheroes. Unfortunately, the search is, well, it's pretty bleak. For starters, here in the desert, the duo come across Speed Force Storm, a gargantuan-sized tornado construct, with the speedsters Barry, Wally, Jay, and Bart trapped within. And Batman, knowing that he cannot do anything, has to basically stand aside and listen to the screams of his friends who are desperately calling for aid. Next, we see Batman, with Joker in tow, gliding over, Far Cry 3 style, the heartland of Fort Waller. Whereas the skies are quiet, on the ground, it's a different story. It's a legitimate bloodbath. We see a horde of animal men attacking a military base. And on top of that, a giant-sized King Kong version of Swamp Thing joins in on the fun, annihilating everything in its path. So yeah, the search really sucks. We next check in with Alfred as he's walking the late-night city streets until a dope-ass version of both Scarecrow and Bane show up. Shout out to Greg Capullo. Woo-hoo. And it's here where the two villains threaten Alfred, telling him that Omega wants him to keep his head down and to return back to Gotham City. However, in a very gentleman-like way, Alfred respectfully denies the villain's request by pulling a 007, taking a double-barreled shotgun, opening fire. Bane takes the full force of Alfred's shots, while Scarecrow is unable to inject Alfred with his fear toxin, ending the fight. Omega himself then shows up, telling Alfred that there's nothing to worry about, and that he himself was the one who had convinced the Waynes to skip the theater showing. Omega then tells Alfred that he can go to sleep. Alfred does so right then and there. Turning back to Batman and Joker, who are now searching the Fortress of Solitude in search of Earth's greatest hero, Superman, figuring that if any of the superheroes did survive, that he'd be the guy to do so. Then suddenly, Superman's rocket, the one that he was placed into in order to reach Earth, crashes right in front of Batman and Joker. And as the two unlikely friends, in quotes, are about to crash into glaciers, a lumberjack version of Superman shows up, saves them, and tells them that they've made it. While Batman questions the Man of Steel, asking why he is hiding, Superman leads both the Joker and Batman to an underground version of the Kent's home/farm. Now this is where it gets a bit James Wan-ish, so stay with me. We are met with an old decrepit Lex Luthor, who breaks it down to Batman, telling him that he's been spending his entire time below the Fortress of Solitude, creating robotic Supermen, and basically storing them like a weird doll collector. But Batman don't give a damn, and goes direct, asking Lex on what happened prior to the Earth's current situation. Lex informs Batman of the past, where long ago, Luthor and Superman decided to meet face to face, where Luthor made a deal with Superman, claiming that he will end all the fighting and dissolve the Legion of Doom on one condition, that being both Superman and Lex Luthor debate one last time, based off the concepts of good and evil in front of the entire world. And though Lex recounts that he literally thought he was going to lose this debate, it turns out he won, because if Superman were to lose, he would get killed, which, as you can see, he did, quite terribly. But to Luthor's surprise, he's regretted it ever since, because of Omega. Lex even goes on to say that he actually tried cloning Batman. But before he can finish, Scarecrow and Bane show up, and with the help of Scarecrow's hallucinogens, takes control of Lex's Superman. Now, you may be asking how Scarecrow's fear toxin is managing this. Well, it's science. I don't know. I assume we're to speculate that Omega, in some cool way, has upgraded Crane's toxin, making it much more lethal than what it's known to be. And so, just when Batman's about to get his back broken, the moment is saved by Wonder Woman, who sneaks in and cuts off Superman's head. Unfortunately, the fight is far from being over, as we see the barn house burst open with dozens of Lex's Supermen, whom are flying towards the fight. Accepting that the fight is lost, and being in possession of Brainiac's crown, Lex sacrifices himself in order for good to take down Omega by opening a portal for Wonder Woman, Joker, and Batman to escape through, which leads 50 miles outside the Fortress of Solitude. The three land on an extra size cloak, but not just anyone's cloak, the Spectre's, which now serves as a gateway to the realm of hell. While traveling throughout the River of Styx, Batman starts to doubt himself, but Wonder Woman is able to grant Batman a "you can do it" pep talk. Afterwards, the three eventually reach Gotham City, currently under control by the ruthless Omega. Once the three sneak in, the three are encountered by the Court of Owls, led by their leader, Dick Grayson. And so, Batman Last Night on Earth Book 2 is another masterfully handled issue, which successfully keeps me at the edge of my seat. Snyder's able to explore the post-apocalyptic landscape a lot further in this book. Just seeing everything gone to shit, such as things as the Speed Force storm, a massacre happening over at Fort Waller, Lex's chilling appearance, and even his doll collection of Superman. It's all in its own way very chilling. Seriously, the best way to describe this story is if you took Old Man Logan and have it be written by Stephen King. That's essentially what this story is, which I love. Overall, I really enjoyed the continuation of the story's mystery, and it's much more chilling, horrifying look. It's just, oh god, it's so terrifying. And I give this issue a 9.5 out of 10. Check it out. And that wraps up today's video. If you guys like my content, please hit that subscribe button, as well as hit the bell symbol, so that the world of comics is never missed out. Peace, guys.